Christmas. So world building for D&D can be hard, but as the title of this video implies, it is much easier to hide a body by breaking it into pieces with a hacksaw. And the same is true for creating a believable world, by taking pieces of reality and crushing it into its most basic components. Now, do I know precisely how implications work? No. But what I do know is that the holiday season is rapidly approaching in this real, boring world. All I want is for my imaginary buddies to feel the same kind of joy that real people do on Christmas morning. Now I know I can't make the mind men feel real emotions, but I can damn well try. Okay, so there are a few main components when talking about any holiday. And one is, why are we celebrating this? What's the point? And I mean, there are a few ways of answering this question, but here I'm going to choose to give you a quick pop quiz on why Christmas exists. Okay? You ready? Is it A, the birth of the Son of God? B, people in the past need a reprieve from life? C, to welcome in the lengthening of the days? Or D, I don't care for this bit, you stupid dumbass, get to the point already. The point is this: you need a super sick origin story for your holiday. Otherwise, who cares? Why would it exist? So, for here, we can write super sick origin story. It is tempting to write something huge and ludicrous in this section, but I want you to remember that it is important to show restraint and keep things on the DL if you want things to feel a bit more believable. Now, to keep things believable for the religion I'm going to be writing for this video, I've decided to base it around a star falling to the planet and creating life. Next, we need to figure out where this is going to be celebrated, okay? Now, for Christmas, it was a European invention, so it's mostly celebrated in the European countries, and the countries where those nice people decided to settle. For my religion, I'm going to choose this area right here, right next to where the star fell. The last step that you need to do before you can get to the fun stuff is to set the beliefs of the different peoples sort of like in the past and now. For example, Christmas was once about wishing better weather in the new year and good luck. And nowadays it's all about love and that other sappy shit. And now that all that admin work is out of the way, you can focus on the stuff that your players are actually going to interact with, and the more creatively fulfilling, or at least creatively fun part takes place, making the actual traditions. Whether that be a special Christmas drink, or setting up an elaborate tree, or passing around pre-packaged parcels, Christmas has a few universal traditions and a few regional traditions. The Scandinavians have a huge log, the Americans set up angel tree toppers, and the Europeans do what they have always done, and that's to have a match of football before firing on each other again from trenches. Here you can really get into the nitty-gritty. I made it so that it would be common for there to be several week-long celebrations, with the people of the Starstruck Isles having a feast that would last weeks until everybody in attendance was satisfied, with the celebrations being started with a man in a silly costume throwing pottery to the ground, the people of Apewin taking a pilgrimage to these holy lands to take part in these festivities, while people in Castros would be a bit more reserved. They'd spend time with their individual family members, creating something with their hands, each day dedicated to something that the individual family member would enjoy, and at the end of the celebrations, everything being thrown into a fire and being destroyed. The opportunities while creating these traditions is really endless, whatever your mind can come up with. From here on out, I think that's all you really need for what I feel like is a well-rounded event for your players. Although I will recommend one last thing, something that I don't think should be slept on. Monsters. Let's face it, Santa Claus is fucking creepy. An old man breaking into your house and stealing food from your kitchen. That's a pro gamer move I like to call committing a crime. Monsters can actually be a really fun way to add a little bit of extra lore and a little bit of tradition to your world. Maybe the people carry out small little rituals with little to no explanation. And the best part is that these monsters can be real in your world. Like, these can be ways to foreshadow little beastie boys about to show up and sabotage a town before it even happens. And feel free to make these weird as all hell. For my world, I decided to add a sea creature that would block travelers from able into the Starstruck Isles unless they warded it off. A creature called a Yulam that has a goat's head and a snake's body and dragonfly wings that would sit just below the surface and would flap its wings to create a storm before the people travel from Abuin on their pilgrimage. And the only way that you can stop this creature from doing it is to scare it off by taking goat's blood mixed with dragonfly wings held in the carcass of a snake and pour it into the rivers before trying to travel off on the high-ass seas. All in all, I think World-a-Built World holidays can be a great idea to make your world feel so much more lived in, as well as to develop the themes of the game you're running. And you know what? Maybe it's just something to think about with our own holiday season coming up. Some of the Yulam will come to you.